From Izzy's ex-girlfriend trying to take half of his net worth to the fighter slamming her for her entitlement, here is Israel Adesanya's relationship drama exposed. Just take a look at this UFC fighter, who's going to be facing a very long court battle because his girlfriend decided to steal his money the legal way. Israel Adesanya, this UFC middleweight champion, is about to undergo a super lengthy court battle. Come on, when's he gonna catch a break? To make matters worse and slightly more ironic, the reason behind his post-breakup woes is none other than his ex-girlfriend, Charlotte Paldreau. She caught fans' attention at UFC 243 when the last stylebender defeated Robert Whittaker and became the new middleweight champion. Photos of this pair ended up going viral online, and people started wondering who the mystery woman was, seen pictured with their favorite UFC champion. The ex worked as a real estate agent in New Zealand, so it was her relationship with Adesanya that made her famous. Even though no one knows exactly when the two got together, it's believed that their relationship didn't even last a year, despite rumors that they were together for a long time. The two never tied the knot despite this. Izzy's ex has been loud and proud with her demands. She wants the UFC fighter to give her half of his net worth. Israel's net worth is estimated to be about $4 million, so this means that Charlotte is asking her ex to hand her $2 million after the two have parted ways. Now, that's a pretty crazy ask, but what's even crazier is the reason why she's asking for what she thinks is rightfully hers. She claims she supported him for years and deserves compensation for that. Well, wouldn't that mean that Israel's coach, family, and friends should also get a payout? I mean, you'd think supporting someone would be something you do for free. Anyway, the details about their relationship and its finances have been kept on the down low, but the legal action she's taking has sparked a huge debate about whether she's asking for what she deserves. Most people are in support of the fighter, and this should come as no shock because, well, what his ex is asking for is just plain ridiculous. The UFC fighter has built up a name for himself and earned every single penny all by himself, which is why many are saying his ex is trying to steal his money. Others are saying it might not even be about the money, but a bid for her to get some fame and fortune. I mean, the two parted ways. So this could be her last attempt to gain something from their dying relationship. It seems like she doesn't care about the many, many years the two spent together, or the love they shared, and is just trying to cash in her last chips. Still though, some people are on her side too. They say that she might just have a legit case if it can be verified that she gave him proper assistance. But it doesn't matter what anyone's opinion is, because in the end, it's all going to be down to a court of law. Now, Israel's fans have all been rallying in support of him in the aftermath, and there's one question that's on everyone's minds. Will this divert Adesanya's focus? The UFC fighter has an upcoming title defense match against the winner of Dricus du Plessis and Robert Whittaker. The athlete has proved his dedication to the UFC world, so it's probably unlikely that he'll let this situation ruin his chances at a win. Still though, it's an embarrassing and very long-winded ordeal that the fighter probably could have done without. Now, he has remained relatively quiet about the whole situation, well, except for several social media posts in which he slammed Charlotte. "I just don't care about you," he said. The UFC world champion lets his private life remain private, so this post seemed unexpected. In a scathing takedown, he said that he doesn't hate his ex, but has stopped caring about her. The fighter went on to add that he hasn't been in love with her for a long time and is glad that the two broke up. He even said that he wouldn't change anything. But the stylebender wasn't done with the attacks. The middleweight king said that he was loading up receipts and should have been left alone. He went on to say that he has both time and lawyer money, showing his ex that he's ready to take her on. He even posted a scathing remark about women, saying that their standards are just fairy tales they have after living in a nightmare. Wow, that's pretty harsh. That's not it with the shady social media activity though. He posted a picture of her with a Pinocchio emoji. On a slightly funnier note, you can see that Israel is getting petty on his Insta stories. It seems like he's out to get his dues because the fighter's even confirmed that he'll be filing a lawsuit against her. Plus, the 185-pound champion dropped some serious details about his relationship in a blurred screenshot of an email he wrote to Charlotte. Now, since no one knows the exact contents of the message, rumors have been going around like crazy. People are wondering why exactly the two decide to part ways. And then plus, Adesanya even went on to comment on footballer Achraf Hakimi's divorce from his wife. Hakimi's split-up has been going viral on social media because the athlete had registered all his wealth under his mother's name, so it wouldn't be taken from him in case he went through a divorce. In a story posted on Instagram, the 33-year-old fighter threw some serious shade at his ex by saying that the footballer's situation was very relatable. He also informed his followers that he's protected his assets just like Hakimi, and in one final takedown, added that he would have taken half of Charlotte's things, but he doesn't want to. Now, this back and forth hasn't gone unnoticed in the fighting world. Let's see what UFC contender Sean O'Malley had to say on his podcast. "B****s get crazy," was the MMA fighter's simple statement on the whole situation. He first said that all the info was brand new because he didn't even know Israel had a girlfriend, but the fact that she's asking for half of what he's made is absolutely ridiculous. Still though, he mentioned on his podcast that the situation might be a little different from what we've been told. For example, Charlotte might just have been with him for over 15 years and didn't work herself because she was making him food, giving him massages, and getting him to the gym. Sean's brought up a pretty interesting hypothetical scenario, but he said himself that even if all of this is true, it's not okay to ask for half of his earnings. Maybe she can be compensated a little, but what she's asking for is way too much. Now, Israel seems to have his heart set on emerging victorious from this ordeal. He posted a shady video on his Twitter account. After his huge outburst on Instagram, the guy posted a video on Twitter that reminded everyone of one important thing. He's not trying to be anyone's idol or hero. So, moving forward, I think we can expect a totally no-holds-barred approach toward his ex. Now, some people have said that they've been anticipating something like this to go down because of the screenshots the 33-year-old posted on Instagram a whole month ago. The fighter accused Charlotte of bringing him down because of her insecurities, suggesting that this was one of the reasons the two split up. Plus, throughout the entire message in the screenshot, the stylebender was slamming Charlotte's entitlement. The Nigerian-born noted that his ex had never spent a dime during their relationship and had never been of any financial value to him. Izzy even alleged that he'd been a victim of emotional blackmail and said that his ex would always play the victim. But that's not all. The fighter also claimed that she was responsible for selling information about him and trying to sabotage his endorsement deals. This hardworking fighter takes his sponsorship seriously, so we know that this is something he definitely wouldn't joke about. Izzy's been a brand ambassador for a ton of big sports companies and brands in the betting industry. He was the first MMA athlete to land a deal with Puma, so it's fair to say the fighter is not happy about Charlotte's attempt to steal what he's worked for his whole life, but he is ready to legally fight until the end. From Izzy slamming his ex's entitlement, to the fighter's ex-girlfriend trying to take half his net worth, here is Israel Adesanya's relationship drama exposed.